Hey YouTube, this is 0425 here. Just wanted to touch base again with you guys about the holster that I prefer when I carry my Glock 23. And I mentioned in a video before this that I use this Galco right here, gun leather. It's called the Galco King Tuck. It's a Kydex leather hybrid holster, and these two clips are nice and tight clips. They snag onto the belt real nice, and they hold your firearm in place real well. You can see where my Glock has been sitting in there for a while. I usually when I don't carry my Glock, when I store it, I usually will store it in this holster, and I'll just leave it right in there, and sits nice and tight in there. And I'll show you kind of how it sits. We've got my Glock 23 here, safety checked, and just slides right in there. Now this is just the weight of the Glock. I'm not holding on to it from up above, just holding on to the sides, and you can see there is some retention in there. The Glock sits in there. It does not slip out. Now there's a little bit of give there, but not a whole lot. So this is how it sits, right on the frame of the holster there. And this is kind of what you're looking at from the back side right here. Trigger's protected. There's not very much finger room in there, and you can still get a whole grip right on the firearm. You're not having to fight with this leather here, which I've had problems with other holsters before, where you got to grab around leather, you got to move the leather out of the way or whatever. You just grab it right there, get a nice grip on the gun, comes right out, no problems at all. So this is my inside the waistband holster that I use, and if you're looking for an outside the waistband holster, one that I can recommend is a typical Blackhawk Serpa holster right here. I had the paddle on this before, but I finally switched over to just the belt, and the reason I did that was because the belt actually it has a part right here, or the paddle, I'm sorry, has a section of plastic right here that's kind of rigid, and it digs into my hip. Now, I'm a pretty skinny guy. I'm 5'11", 180 pounds, and just that part of plastic just digs in, and it just hurts. So right here, clicks right in. Fantastic retention. I don't think there's a holster out there that has any better retention than this. And it's I think it's this one I personally have is a different model than the standard, where standard it usually will cover the top of your breech right there in your barrel, but this does not have that. And I actually kind of like it this way. I can come out of the holster a little quicker. I have less plastic that I have to clear before I come out. I can clear just right there and bring it right out. And I prefer a quick draw holster like that. So I have the forward cant. So when you're looking at it, you're kind of forward there instead of vertical. I have a little bit of a forward angle on my draw. So this is the Blackhawk Serpa holster. You can get it directly from their website or look around online, see what you can come up with. But this holster is great for going out to the range, or if you're out in the woods and you just have like a sidearm kind of deal. If you're hunting, you're big game hunting or whatever, you have a sidearm that you take out with you, these holsters are fantastic for that. And like I said, this Galco King Tuck is what I use for my carry, so inside the waistband. So those are my two holster recommendations for you. I've used a Bianchi or Bianchi, or however you pronounce that. holster for my carry pistol before I had this Glock, and it worked okay for what it was, but I highly recommend the hybrid, the Kydex and leather. Ever since I've had this holster, I will probably never carry a holster that is not a hybrid, or at least a double belt retention holster of some kind. This just works so well for me, and I can't say enough good things about it. So those are our two holsters that we just reviewed right there, the Blackhawk Serpa holster on the left and the Galco King Tuck hybrid Kydex leather holster on the right. And I highly recommend both of them. They have different applications, or their optimal performance, I would say, comes with a different application of what you're doing with your firearm or your training or whatever. If you have any questions about either one, leave a comment down below and I'll get back with you, and maybe we can help you guys decide on a holster for yourselves. So thanks for watching. See you later.